Hello everyone, good day. So we are the group 3 and we are going to present our report regarding Iliad from book 10 to 14. So let's start with um, the map concept.
Um, the concept map was based by the character in the story. It pointed out the characters in its antagonist and its conflict or chaos. As we can see the picture behind it, the character is was in the setting of the story. The arrow symbolizes that it connects all the characters and its conflict. Therefore, we can conclude that Zeus, who was in the picture, was raining blood into the Achaean lines, filling them with panic, and they suffer massacre.
So the beginning of war between Trojans and Achaeans is described in books 10 to 14. It narrates how Achaeans tricks Trojans and how they won that war by the help of the gods Athena and Poseidon.
So, as you can see, the picture of book 10, it is worried because Agamemnon and Menelaus are both deeply concerned for the fate of the Achaean expedition. Agamemnon needs victory as a leader of the Achaean forces. If Trojans defeat him, it will show his weakness. Menelaus is Agamemnon's brother, but the war concerned him director through Helen, his wife who was stolen by Paris.
In the book number 11, the goddess Strife is a personification of Zeus' will, an avatar that hangs over the Achaean troops and makes their panic more tangible. Agamemnon's armor indicates his massive wealth and attention to the art of war. Agamemnon has previously displayed as a wealthy but somewhat indecisive king, but here it is established that he is a strong leader and a powerful warrior. He will be remembered as a hero along the other Achaean champions. Zeus closely controls the progress of battle, giving Hector precise instructions. Zeus seems to be in charge of fate itself, as he clearly knows beforehand in that Trojans will soon injure Agamemnon. Next, in the book number 12, the will of the gods easily outlasts the temporary wills of structures of men. Zeus, not the Trojans, controls the fate of the fortress, and he had decided that natural forces will destroy it in the future. Hector's strength is described in using a familiar hunting metaphor, linking battle with the pastoral cycle of Greek life. Polydamas' advice signals that the Trojans will fight on foot, implying that there will be a great deal of killing at close quarters. Asius' attempt to charge the Achaean fortifications in his chariot is a sign of bad strategy. Zeus has decided that the glory accorded for being the first to storm the ramparts will not belong to Asius.
Okay, so the book 13 it shows Zeus seems to have a complete control of where the war, meaning he Zeus is won the war, making him master of the feats of men. Here it is shown that Zeus is not actually all-seeing and that other gods can successfully interfere in his affairs. In book number 14, it shows the picture Agamemnon afraid that Hector's forces will prevail suggests again that the Achaeans should sail for home. That's all.
And for the next slide, it is called Mapping It All Out. And for the first picture, it's the Trojan camp. So what happens here is Agamemnon and Menelaus can sleep with the Trojan camp so near. They rouse the other commanders for a council. Nestor proposes someone used to remaining darkness to learn the Trojans' plan. Diomedes quickly volunteers and Odysseus goes with him outfitted with armor and weapons, and in fact, by the goddess Athena. They sneak toward the Trojan camp. Meanwhile, in the Trojan camp, Hector has a similar ideas and calls for a volunteer. Dolan says he will go and escorted Agamemnon's ship sadly, but he has no chance. Diomedes and Odysseus see him coming and capture him. Dolan told them that there are Trojan allies on the camp. Odysseus told him he will live, but instead Diomedes kills him. Diomedes and Odysseus sneak into the sleeping Trojan camp, slaughter the Trojan king and a dozen of his men before the god Apollo can wake some opposition. They drive off in the king chariot with his team Nicholson. While horses, this book has an emphasis on sprying and psychological warfare. They're necessary parts of the war, but they contain little in the way of honor. And for the next slide, it belongs to book 11. So in the morning, the armies clash, making destructions on both sides. Achaean fighters became the gain ground, and Agamemnon kills many men, drives Trojan army back to the gate of Troy. They allows Agamemnon his hour of glory. Zeus sends Hector a message to charge once Agamemnon is wounded. At a signal, Hector advances, pushing back to Achaeans. Diomedes nearly knocks him unconscious to the spear of the helmet. He retreats back to his forces, and most of the best of Achaeans fighters were wounded, forced to retreat. Paris shoots Diomedes in the foot with an arrow, leaving Odysseus vulnerable. Great Ajax drives and beats back to the Trojans, and Hector rushes the black Ajax in advance. Zeus forced Ajax to retreat. Achilles, watching the battle from his ship, he sends Patroclus to identify the wounded fighter Nestor is bringing in. Nestor wonders why Achilles cares about wounded Achaeans after so many have died. Nestor suggests Patroclus convince Achilles to return to battle and intimidates the Trojans. They have a little hope of holding up the Trojans otherwise.
So from the book 12, what do you call? From the book 12, the advance in the Archaeans' wall, the gods will eventually destroy the wall. The truck blocks their carriage. So Hector and his troops attack on foot. One captain and race forward to open gates. Their luck. The Trojans see a sign of an eagle beaten by the huge snake. It is carrying Polydorus. Advice falling back. The signs means defeat is imminent. Hector smack him and charge the wall. The two Ajax rally to defend the wall. Zeus sends his sons Arpedia forward. He fights through all opposition to rip the section of wall away. Archaeans rush to block the breach. Neither side can push the other back. Zeus helps Hector heroically lift the giant's rock and smash it through the gates. The Trojans scream over and through the wall to Archaeans' ships. Next.
Al or something.
Al ikon ad.
Wait, sorry. Naglag ang phone ko, sorry. So the fourth and last picture is based on the book 13 and 14 of the Iliad. Hearing the sounds of battle, Nestor gathers the wounded Achaean commanders. Agamemnon fears losing and proposing sailing away while the army still fights. Odysseus rejects this idea. Diomedes offers a better plan. All the commanders should go to the front not to fight. They are wounded. But to inspire on the way, Poseidon in disguise reassures Agamemnon that the Trojans will retreat. On Olympus, Hera plans to transduce, making herself beautiful as only an immortal can. She tricks Aphrodite into giving her a band that contains the power of love. She also bribes the god Hephaestus to help her. She goes to Zeus and Eda. He is overcome with desire for her hidden in a cloud. They make love, then Hypnotize uses his power on Zeus. Hephaestus then informs Poseidon he is free to fight for Achaeans. Inspired by Poseidon, the Achaeans prepare for more fighting. The battle resumes and great Ajax and Hector soon face off. Hector strikes Ajax of the mighty spear through fails to get through his armors. Ajax crushes Exit with a rock for a second time. Hector retreats, opposing fighters trade death and Trods. Poseidon turns the tide against the Trojans. That would be all.
So those are the um, presentation of our group. Thank you so much for listening. And yes, these are my group mates. Say your name. I'm Darren Grace Hermoso, the leader, and
I am Muhammad Julamri B. Batalo.
I am Muhammad Al-Qadar Biam Patuan.
I am Jera M. Reyes.
I'm Carla Elaine Gauman.
I am Ruel Ribucal.
I am James Kenier Calunya.
I am Elizabeth Serna.
Kina.